April 1861. The tension in the air in the Charleston harbor is thick as Confederate troops take position around Fort Sumter. General Pierre Beauregard prepares his men to take the fort if the Union Army refuses to surrender it. While the Confederates make their plans, black slaves build fortifications for the troops. In the coming moments, they will be preparing the cannons for the first battle of the Civil War. Back in Washington, President Abraham Lincoln deliberates with his cabinet about what course of action to take in South Carolina. Should the government surrender the fort or try to hold on to it? Lincoln prefers not to take any action that may provoke an armed conflict. After much deliberation, President Lincoln decides to send provisions to the U.S. Major Robert Anderson. The president notifies the governor of South Carolina, Francis W. Pickens, of his decision. Pickens sees Lincoln's efforts as a provocation and warns of battle if the Union does not surrender the fort. At 4:30 a.m. on April 12, 1861, the Confederate Army fires the first shots of the war. Confederate soldiers lay siege to the fort with the same cannons that the black slaves built. The American Civil War was one of the most destructive armed conflicts that the United States has ever fought. It left over 600,000 dead, over 400,000 wounded, and a divided nation struggling to unify itself. It destroyed slavery in the United States and freed hundreds of thousands of slaves. Slaves who long before April 1861 undermined slavery by fighting every day for their lives and appealing to the government for liberty and citizenship. But how did the United States, less than 100 years old in 1865, arrive at the point of civil war? Disunion did not just emerge out of debates about states' rights and Western expansion. The United States had been dealing with various contradictions, compromise and resistance, slavery and freedom, since the founders signed the Constitution on September 17, 1787. In fact, one must look to this nation's original sin written in the Constitution to locate the roots of the American Civil War.